So I fixed the traffic problems that we had in the last episode, but as you can see there are quite a few gaps here between vehicles, which makes cargo production a bit of a problem. Now I need my network to run like a well-oiled machine in order to make as much money as possible, so I think we need to address this before it becomes too much of an issue. Hey everyone, it's M4J here and welcome back to From Steam to Electricity here on Transport Fever 2, where we still don't have steam. We're actually closer to electricity right now than we are to steam, but never mind. We're here at the steel mill that we set up last time here at Stafford, which I guess it's closer to Stafford. I was about to say I thought it was Cockermouth, but I think it is closer to Stafford. Also, I've just noticed we have an oil system here that we could potentially get going because there is fuel over there. I think what was stopping me from doing that was there was nowhere to take the fuel. Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, we got trucks everywhere. I'm pleased to say that for the most part, the traffic problem over here has also been fixed. Yeah, things are running quite smoothly. We're starting to build up some funds again. I did the cardinal sin of looking at the balance here again, and the iron ore one's a little bit lacking, but the rate is good and the frequency is good, so it's only a matter of time. It's not like we're going to run out of this anytime soon. Also, this grain farm here is in danger of closing. So I was debating hooking it up just to get it running. As long as this road piece stays in, if it goes, then I'm not going to lose too much sleep because we've still got the one over here that could, in theory, supply both of these no problem. Talking of supplying two things with no problem, that's basically what we're going to look at today. So we've got two sawmills that create planks. They all get brought over here. Off camera, I've built this road here and I've created this Scarborough transfer, which is going to be where everything gets dropped off and picked up from. The plan was to have this line here go over here, come back, over here, come back. I don't think that's the smartest idea. Not really. We could do it as a loop. So it comes from here, over to here, drops off, then comes round to here, drops off, and then comes back. And actually, that could work quite well because I noticed Leatherhead here does actually accept machines, which I don't think it did before, but I don't think they change either, so I just completely did not notice that. So we've got Stowmarket, Scarborough and Leatherhead all accepting machines. We've also got Stowmarket and Scarborough accepting tools, both of which are supplied with tools, and I don't know if that is increasing actually, so that's good. And Scarborough is still maxed out for tools, so we do need to start getting the planks elsewhere. So my plan is to take the existing plank line from here, expand it so that it maybe build another road that comes across here, but extend the line so that it starts here, runs over to here, runs up to here, and then here it will swap to machines and it will bring those machines back down here where another line will pick them up and take them into Leatherhead itself. Now I think let's have a quick look. Yeah, had to be the other side of town, didn't it? It would be too easy otherwise. I think if I build one, I mean I could in theory build it there as well and it will cover everything right in the heart of town, but that will cause traffic problems in the future. But right now, let's do it. So yeah, it will pick up from here, it will run round this way of course, and then up to over here where it will drop off, and then it will come back again. That's a good plan, and then we can get these planks going right now in fact. So let's do that. Do I extend the line do I build a new road? And I think the answer is yes. Yes, I will. I'm going to try and be clever about it. So if I go across like this and then try and like skirt through the trees, because I think it does cost money to remove trees, which obviously we don't want to do for a number of reasons. And if I do it like this, just for a little bit of bias there, and there we go. So the tool line is going to stay doing what it's doing. We're then going to grab this. After Scarborough East, you're then going to run to here and then to there. And then over here, just go where you want and you're going to swap to carry machines. We'll sort out the other part of that in a second. We now need to get steel over here. Now there's a couple of ways we can do it. I think though, the one that's most popular for me personally is from this one here. We do need to get more iron ore up here, And that is a problem that we can actually resolve fairly quickly right now. So your rate is 137 and your frequency is 21. Choosing this one, your rate is 165 and your frequency is 18. So that's the first bit we need to bump. Let's just grab 2, 3, 4, 5. We basically need to clone that as much as possible. 220, 238, 256 is pretty good. Spent quite a bit of money doing that. We now need to do something similar here. I think this works fine still. Seems to. Stow market. So we need to get your rate up as just as high, which was 256, I believe, if I did my mental maths correct. Let's get this boosted. So 155, 172. And again, this is based on comments that people have left, quite rightly, that you need to match your rates on your lines as well when you're doing this system. And to be honest, the more I look at this, the more I think this is a classic example of what people have been telling me is I don't need to do it like this. I could just have pick up from here, go all the way up to here, drop off, and then on the way back, stop off here. That's exactly what I could be doing right now. Why am I not doing that? That is a question for the ages. So let's get the Uckfield line here. And instead of 2 being there, 2 is going to be up here. And you're going to drop off everything and you're going to pick up steel. There we go. And we're going to do this. And then we're going to take all of the... I'm just going to pin you for a second because this is going to get messy in a sec. So I'm going to do this, do this, do this, and do this. 201. So it's not quite the same. Yeah, people have been, because I've been talking on Reddit, people have been replying on Reddit, and I do think that if you split a line, you do still get some benefits from it that you wouldn't otherwise get. And this seems to be a good example of that. Because you see there, the rate has actually dropped. The frequency is pretty much the same, but the rate has dropped. That could just be as well because the vehicles are recalculating a little bit. But I think there's definitely something shifted here a little bit. I don't know. The main thing is every 15 seconds we've got iron ore being dropped off, hopefully. 2 lots of iron ore equals 1 lot of steel. So every 15 seconds we should be producing 2 steel. I think we can still do better than that, but that's where this train comes in, once it finally starts running, of course. And then all of these vehicles can go from here to here. And I actually do wish I'd extended the line up to here, but then we wouldn't have had this, unless we do some mixing around, which is possible, but still. I love this long train now of road vehicles as well, if you'll pardon the pun. Anyway, we need to get steel from here up to here. And I think the way we're going to do it is just a single line. That seems like a logical step for me. So we're going to go here, all the way over to here, and then back, first of all via there, and second of all via this. So this is going to pick up steel. It's going to take it over here, where it's going to drop off, and it's going to pick up machines. Then it's going to come over here and it's going to drop off, and that drop off there is where the machines are going to end up. I don't know why I closed that. I needed that open still. So you are technically steel. Stow market, I guess 2. And then your color, is it that one? Nope, next one up. That one. There we go. Which makes you 1. Okay. If I was to buy some vehicles now and stick them on this line, we should start seeing whatever it's called, Scarborough Machines Factory, increase. And if I check this, yes, both. Oh yeah, Both. I was about to say both, but yeah, we've got two, haven't we? Of course we have. So that's starting to work as well. And then machines from here can just get brought down the road into Scarborough. And then obviously this one will set up the Leatherhead side in just a second. So if I was to buy as many vehicles as I can right now. Let's go for a sweet 10. Stick them all on that line. Is this going to work? Suppliers. It's going to keep that pinned for a second. It is quite a long distance. And also the straight line is that. So you've got to bear that in mind as well. So it might be worth building another road across here just to cut off having to go through Scarborough and out the other side. And I like the sound of that too. Just going to keep an eye on the topography as I do this though. Because already, yeah, look, quite steep. Oh, that's huge. Yeah, I think that's a bit too pricey right now. But this way, even that's quite pricey. We could just temporarily then. Don't know why it's doing that. Could just temporarily do this. Just to start it off. Yep, already that's cut things down. Rate of 11, frequency of 4. But it is starting to kick in now. Eventually, it'd be great if we could just dig a massive tunnel. Let's just hypothetically look at how much that would cost. A game-breaking 3.2 million. So that's a long way off right now. But yeah, we're starting to get some steel going across. And then eventually, once we've got the iron ore coming in, which it is starting to do, in fairness. There you go. It's pumping up. So we need the rate of 200 really for the line here, and 100 for the other line here. I am going to keep this coal transporting back because it does help with this. Would be tempting just to cut that off at some point, which will then mean removing this line here as well. But it is what it is. Right, machines from here. Is there any point getting that set up right now? Possibly. Possibly. We can at least set the line up, I suppose. We don't have to do anything else with it right now. So you're going to go there, there, and there. You are going to pick up machines. Like so, and then I guess you are MA Scarborough. What colour? You're kind of like a that kind of colour, right? Sure. And then we'll do the same thing over here. So it's this one here, over to the centre of Leatherhead, and then when you come back, it's via that, and also after this one you need to go via that as well, and there needs to be another waypoint over here somewhere. So hang on, let's do, I'm just going to leave that like that for a second. Actually, let's use what we've got here. So there to there to there to there. So it's that one there that messes up. Okay. That's interesting why it wants to do that. Ah, hang on, I know. If I set that to 2. There we go. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't automatically do that, but I guess it makes sense. And we'll do this, and then you are machines Leatherhead. And then you were, I think it was that colour. That looks right. Yeah. Alright, so these are, in theory, set up and ready to go. But right now, we do have machines from here that will end up at Stowmarket. We could, in theory, actually have this line go via Scarborough on its way back. There's an option too. this junction here is starting to get a little bit busy. Just wondering if there's a way that we can address that. It seems to be like a alternate thing. So one from this side, one from this side. That will cut down, of course, because it'll end up just being traffic from here, here, and here. And I think at that point there's only 2 conflicting movements, so it'll become a lot easier. That's now got vehicles, not vehicles, cargo waiting, which is good. So yeah, we still need to get the iron ore up here quick. And that is where our train will come in. And I think to start with, we will just have a train that can only carry iron ore on this route. So it'll be this. And I guess it'll be something like this, which is 1.4 million. So again, it's not cheap. You know, trains are not cheap in this game. I think that's done by design. Certainly seems to be the case. These are all just not doing anything useful for us right now. And then we have a lovely queue over here, which I'm tempted to add a second platform here just to get things moving. Because again, we have every 14 seconds, supposedly. And it takes 4 seconds to load. So it's almost like a quarter. See, that doesn't add up to me. These shouldn't be queuing. But I guess we just got a massive burst of vehicles added to the line right now. So that'll add to it. This line, I guess we can just get rid of now. Which will remove all that cargo, unfortunately. But I might leave this in situ if we could get it to link up to that. That could be useful. Yeah, this is going to be an issue at some point, I can see already. Is how do you limit that? Because we don't have traffic lights yet. As you can see. So that's an interesting one. Don't yet know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, so over here we've got tools, which does need to be boosted as well a little bit. I'm tempted to turn line manager back on just to see what it does. How's this looking? 7. It's a little low. Anything coming up? Not yet. I think this only shows you... Oh no, there you go. So it does show you both destinations. We do need to increase capacity here. Or we just increase the frequency of the plank line, which is another option. If I could afford to do it, I would. Let's turn this on to turbo again. I can't remember how much these cost. Oh, there you go. So the rate on this one's going to be a little bit tricky to calculate right now because the rate of this one is 134. The rate of this one is only 59, actually. That's quite disappointing. So it's 134 plus 59, which is 193. I think, off the top of my head. And then it's going to be basically half of that, which is going to be 146. Right now it's 69. So you can see it's not anywhere near where it needs to be. And that'll explain why that's the case. I don't know where those new vehicles came from. I hope. Of course it was over here. They must have come out of there. Annoying. But it should start to work itself out at some point. As long as... Because the other problem with this, of course, with capacity, is the machines won't be able to get dropped off here while this is full. So, that's a... Actually, what's the... Oh, that doesn't even add anything. I thought platforms added something, but I guess not. So we could add a building, but again, that's just more expense. If I look at my stations right now, that's town statistics, Mark. If I look at this right now, maintenance. So yeah, actually the railway stations are what's costing me right now. Stowmarket South, that's this. So this can actually get removed completely if it's costing me that much. We'll just do that. These should all be full of iron ore right now, and they are, which is fantastic. So that line's going to make me a ton of money. And if I look at this, right now it's not, obviously. That's a huge loss, by the way. That is massive. But in a second, once these all start delivering, which Now the traffic is alleviated slightly, they are going to do. This is going to be incredible to watch. And the queues over here. Again, we could possibly work on that. We could turn this into a one-way system as well, which I would do the same way as I've done over here. And it's actually really tempting to do that now, but I'm going to lose all of the iron ore that's on all of these. This is not exactly something I want to entertain right now, but already, look, that's halved. And it's going down still. That's really good as well. 280 odd out of 370. Whoo, that's very nice indeed. We're making money again. We're starting to head in the right direction, which is very exciting. Might not sound it. There's more relief in my voice than anything right now. And then over here, once this line starts doing its thing, which I guess we can add more vehicles to it now. There we go. So still only a rate of 29, even though we're almost down to 1 a minute. $35. A little bit more money. We might be able to get some more going. I think it's around 130 we need. 130,000 to be able to clone 5 vehicles. That's normally what I wait for. Okay, a little bit more there. Where are they all coming from? Oh, yeah, they're all coming from over there. That's fine. So this, yeah, we need more, basically, because it's not able to support it all. In fact, we've got 3 lots of... Yeah, 3 lots of steel production. I think we do need the bigger station, but I think the way I'm going to do it right now is build the road first, and then the stop, and then reroute everything. This is going to be the return road. This is going to be the drop off. I think it's going to be something a bit like this. With street access on this side. And then this and this are going to connect like this. And then this. I guess it could be a bit more like this, actually. Just checking. Yep, that is connected. Good stuff. Stick the waypoint there. We can get rid of this spur for now. Although that does look kind of ugly. How's best to reroute this then? I guess the coal one first. So you load up on... Yeah, you load up on steel as well. So we're just going to make sure that we do this properly. So you unload everything. You load up on steel. And then we'll get rid of stone market sidings. And then after this, of course, I'll make sure that you run via that. Then we'll do the steel line next. That's also an easy one to do. Like so. And now we've got to do the one that's going to really stuff us over again for a little bit. So stone market sidings is going to be replaced with this and with this. And again, you drop off everything and you load up on steel. So if I check this now, there should be no lines coming in and out of here, and there aren't. Good. Remove, remove. Excellent. There's going to be a bit of a queue here to start with whilst things get going. You can see we should be able to have, well, it can easily handle 3 vehicles at a time. The annoying thing is when this one clogs up and the one behind it tries to use the same one. That's when things get a little irritating, but we could actually fix that by adding more of these. Or even just this one, extending it slightly. Maybe in this direction, I don't know. just to give it slightly more capacity there. Because yeah, it's creating a bit of a backlog. But we've got things moving in the same direction now. And again, there'll probably be people watching this thinking this isn't the most efficient way to do this, and that's absolutely fine. I agree. It's just for now, it's probably the most... It's basically because one-way roads don't exist right yet. So, right now, or just yet, or right yet, apparently. So this is kind of me just bodging a one-way system to get things moving. Now, hopefully, at some point, things will start coming through. I mean, there are things coming through, and it's all starting to work. There we go. It's all starting to get dropped off again. So some of these are going to be carrying coal. Which means this is going to get loaded up on coal again. And if we look, you can see, yeah, that's where the coal is. This is the iron ore section, and as you can see, it's totally empty. But we will fix that momentarily. It'll be glorious. Doves will sing, angels will cry. It'll be fantastic. This is also working. Consumers, though, there aren't any. So we need to get the tools back up to, I guess, Stowmarket. Unless... no, Arkfield doesn't accept. So it'll have to be Stowmarket. Also, something else. Does this serve that? It does. I'm really tempted to get the oil going. Here, here, and then over there. And the way I would do that is crude oil down here, processed oil back up to here, and then from here it will go oil, fuel, but then it will run back empty. And yeah, that's the problem. Actually, I think that's what stopped me from doing it before, wasn't it? It's kind of frustrating. Alright, we'll leave that one for now. So this is all starting to work. We're starting to get stuff in. There you go. We've got planks here. We just need to get the steel in. So once the steel starts to come through thick and fast, which with a rate of 40, let's be honest, that's going to be a while. But we do actually have some machines now waiting to head back down towards Scarborough, which is good. And if I just add this extra little bit in, then we will start to have them running into Leatherhead as well. This definitely needs to increase in size. And again, this is almost a point where you're thinking stick it on a train. It's really tempting. It's really tempting. The other thing is just keep spamming trucks on the plank line. And hope that the road system around here can support that level of traffic. Which I think it can. I've not stress tested it, but I have faith in it. Right, so that's now up to 96. It still needs to be about 50 higher. But it's better than nothing. And a frequency of 31. The idea should be every time one of the log line vehicles drops off here, there'll be one of these plank vehicles picking up. That's what the plan is. But because of the... I don't know why it has to come from there and not from here when this is the first stop on the order list. I don't know. Maybe if I just remove Scarborough's road depot, it'll sort itself out. I would also like to build this road here to cut off this corner. But as you can see, it is quite hilly. This section here especially is quite hilly. And I don't really want the horses to have to slow down too much to go up that hill. So you end up kind of skirting this way. You don't end up really saving much in terms of time. What else can we do in this episode? Because we're coming up to the half-hour point. So I'm just looking to see. I think I'm pretty happy with how things are going right now. We are making money. If I slow down time again. We are making money. We've still got lines like this one here. It's going to be a long time before this one makes a profit now because they've all got to go back and fill up again. But we have got steel being produced at least, which is good. And some of that, I think, would be getting dropped off here. If we could change the load times, that would be useful. And I am really tempted still to go and add this. And basically double the rate at which we can load vehicles. I think I can do this without messing things up. You should still be... yeah, good. So some of these... I think it's when it gets to this point here, it path finds to a... oh no, it changes immediately. There we go. So now we can load twice as many vehicles. at once. Useful. So you should go straight on. It would be good if this one went straight on as well, but it's not. It's going to loop round because I think it still does a round robin. So we could potentially add a third one to this at some point just to really boost things. And what would be good, because I've currently stopped the progression of time because I wanted to get the first train out first before we progress time again. It would be good if we could get some higher capacity vehicles. I still find it depends what 4 means. If it's like 4 tons of coal, then, you know, 2 horses and a single wagon, that's quite realistic. But if it's like, I don't know, 400 kilos, or I guess back then it would be like 400, I was going to say stone, but that's way too heavy. 400 pounds maybe? I don't know. But it just doesn't, 4 just doesn't feel like a high number. Even if there was a mod that added like a second wagon or something like that, would be interesting. But alas, not the case. We need to get some more. Oh, there we go. Iron ore coming in. It's going to get processed almost immediately. Get turned into steel. So I'm going to get pumped back out here. And again, we've got the problem of we're not actually moving the steel fast enough. So I guess a way to fix that would be with a cargo building. But that adds a lot to the maintenance of this stop. So the other thing is just you keep spamming vehicles. So we'll just double click that. So now we've got a rate of 56, a frequency of 53. Considering the other lines, your frequency is 21, yours is 16. So every like 18 seconds on average, something's getting dropped off here. 2 lots of steel is getting made. I still got the world's creakiest desk. Sorry if my microphone's picking that up. And then yeah, it has to get transported over to here, which there's nothing waiting here right now. There's still lots of planks waiting, so we do need to cut this corner a little bit more if possible. Let's just have a look. Say I was to do this. That will slow things down a little bit on the initial climb, but then it flattens out quite a lot. To the point that, you know, that's actually almost dead flat. Let's do this, and if I check this now, yeah, straight away takes the new route. So you're not loaded, so let's see what this does going up that slope. So it's 11 miles an hour. So I think you're going to stay at 11, which is good. What we need is a fully loaded wagon to really simulate it for us. So you've got nothing, you've got nothing. Don't tell me they're coming out of the depot now and heading this way first. That's not beneficial to us at all. Okay, never mind. Right. That will do it, I think, for this episode. So we've got machines now coming into Leatherhead, Scarborough, and Stowmarket. And if I check Scarborough here, nothing yet, which is interesting. Makes me wonder where... They're not getting brought this way, are they? Because there's nowhere for them to go. They could be getting brought down here. I'm sure that it said... Yeah, there we go. So they are actually getting brought this way. Oh, I know why that is. Because we don't have a vehicle on this line yet. That's why. So you want to go machine Scarborough. There we go. And if I hit this now, consumers, Scarborough should appear on this list at some point. Once we actually get vehicles with steel on board coming up the hill. Which we still don't. The other thing would be to try and get some steel from some of the other lines. So steel from here would be good. How many steel producers have we got? It's just the 2, isn't it? So if we could get steel from here to here, and then maybe do something similar, but we bring it up this way, and then back via Leatherhead actually would be a smart thing. But then you've still got this journey here with nothing on board, unless we brought something else down, which if there were goods or construction materials around, would work, but there aren't, so we can't. There are 2 marble mines over here, though. And I think marble... Oh, no, you do need stone as well. So, sand or slag. If one of these steel mills produced slag as well, that would have been perfect. But again, unfortunately, not the case. Never mind. How are we doing? So yeah, this steel is about to get picked up, and that's going to get things ticking over nicely. All this iron ore down here is going to get moving again soon. So that's... Yep, we're starting to make money on the line. We've got steel coming back. 240 out of 368 is also pretty good. I think the rest of that, the 120, is just it running empty still where it was messed up before. We do still need to get tools. So actually getting tools on this might not be the worst idea. I don't know if that would be cheaper or more expensive. But eventually the steel here is going to get brought over here instead. The more I think about this, the more I think this railway needs to get rebuilt. So that, you know, the iron ore would start here instead. Come straight up to here. Then the steel from here could get brought up to here. Machines back down here. Where it would then pick up steel again to bring down here. But then we have this problem of it can't really carry iron ore and steel at the same time, because you really need to fill it with iron ore. So maybe then trucks would do the tools up here, but then they have to run back empty. That's the problem. And I get what people are saying in the comments, but that is the problem when you're trying to solve these problems, funny enough. Is there's always one leg of the journey where the vehicles are going to run empty when you're running cargo lines. With passengers, that's not normally the case, but with cargo, it's definitely the case. And you want to make it the shortest leg of the journey, and more often than not, like here, for example, running from Stowmarket all the way back down here to almost Uckfield, not ideal. Although, if it was to pick up machines from here somewhere, bring them down to Uckfield, it would still have to run empty back up here, but that's not as bad. So, maybe I've just fixed that accidentally. That's why I left this like it was. So that, you know, the train was primarily serving the tool factory, but we'll see. Extending this railway though around to here could be a good investment. It's just right now we still haven't received a return on the initial investment, so that's something that we're going to have to address. Also, this line here could do with some more buses. It's good to see that Stowmarket is actually growing. How much is a bus, man? Jeez. Wow, they're expensive. 80 grand. Crikey. There or thereabouts. That'll get that line populated again. Would be good actually if we could address the buses a bit more. Have I got line manager turned on still? I have not. So that's something I'm going to do in a minute. Is just turn on line manager, get it all running, and see where we go. Anyway, yes, I was ending the episode, wasn't I? Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Like I said last time out as well, thank you everyone who's been engaging in the comments and on Reddit, offering advice. Running in hard mode is something that I'm still not used to, something I'd still argue that I'm suffering with, but I feel like I'm getting there, so that's the main thing. So thank you once again for all your support. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and until next time, I will see you soon.